So a lot of us have already done pivot training, where if we put our feet to the side of the disc, the dog knows to step up into heel position and want to move with us. And now we want to focus on teaching them front. And so instead of having your heels to the side, you're gonna want to have your toes face the perch and teach the dog to line up straight. And so she already knows this, but a lot of your dogs are going to be way off over here. And so you're going to have to use the cookie to kind of get them to swing their butt this way. And so instead of feeding her on this side of her muzzle, which rotates her butt that way, I'm going to put the cookie on this side of her muzzle, yes, and teach her how to swing her butt around. And in the beginning, you're not going to care too much about precision. Eventually, I might use kind of two hands to kind of get her in and kind of move her butt a little bit. But in the beginning, your main goal is to just be somewhere front facing me. Don't be way off to the side. And when she's in front, I want to feed her. I want to feed her a couple of times in a row, so it's about a position and not just a duration behavior. I actually prefer a default stand and not a sit. And then because she really wants to go this way, I'm going to rotate to my right. I'm going to rotate clockwise. Yes. And then try and catch her with the cookie before she over rotates. Yes. Feed a couple times here. Feed a couple times in a row. Good girl. So it can be again about duration behaviors. You see? Good. Yes. 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 And then I'm going to rotate again. And I can either rotate with her, or I could have her nibble on a cookie, move, and then let go, so she has to find front position. And eventually do it both directions. Yes, good girl.
What?
And then nibble. Yes, good girl. Get it.
On her perch, pivoting in both directions and marking and rewarding her for squaring herself up with me and finding front. I reward between my legs in the back to encourage coming in close for a front.
See, again.
I wait for the stillness after she squares up so that she's not dancing around all the time and expects that that is part of the front behavior. Now we're going to add that front behavior into going out and around a cone like a broad jump, and then pivoting with me after she gets onto her platform, onto her perch. I am pivoting in a counterclockwise direction because the centrifugal force of her running out and around the cone and coming into a front, either on the perch or a platform, causes her rear end to swing to my right. So I want her to learn to pivot that back end more to her right, my left. So that's why I am pivoting as I am counterclockwise. I want her to have some momentum as she comes in, as she would with a broad jump, so that she has to find that front position even when I move and it's not as straightforward. Here I am warming Lily up the same way on her perch, feeding again between my legs in the back. Lily has a tendency to over-rotate and then dance around a little bit. So I wait for that stillness. I don't care if she sits or not. In fact, I would rather she was standing. But if she sits, I'm not going to worry about it. You can see how she kind of dances around and tends to over-rotate with me.
Good girl. All right, let's try this.
Then we move on to doing the same exercise with Lily that I was doing with Aurea, going out and around a cone as though she were doing a broad jump and back into that perch in the front. This was a little more of a challenge on the grass for Lily. In the basement on matting, she does quite well with this, but out on the grass, perhaps it's the unevenness, it was a little more of a challenge.
What happened? Come here. Let's try again. Good girl. Nice job. Sit. Wait. Out.
Again, I pivot counterclockwise so
Hi there.
that she has to swing that back end and around to find front
Wait.
in the opposite direction in which she was moving around the cone. Finally, I'm
Out.
trying it without the perch,
Front. Good.
and she actually
girl.
did a really
Good
nice
job. That was
job
really
of pivoting
good.
with
Nice
me and finding front.